So what if psychological distress, anxiety, depression, is mostly driven by how we think?
Right.
And if that's true, then maybe changing our thoughts is the most direct way to feel better.
That's the core premise.
Today, we're going to do a deep dive into cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. We'll break down its core theory, look at the incredible evidence for it, and then get into a newer evolution called recovery-oriented cognitive therapy.
And what's so fascinating is how CBT gives us this structured roadmap. The main idea is that our dysfunctional thoughts, these deep beliefs we have, and the behaviors that come from them, they aren't random.
They're predictable.
They're
Yeah.
predictable and they're trainable. So our mission here is to really understand how this model helps you manage those patterns.
The history is really interesting here. It starts with Aaron Beck back in the 60s and 70s.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of moved away from that traditional, long-term analysis of your childhood and focused on the immediate present. It was a huge shift.
It was revolutionary. And that structure is all built on the cognitive model. The basic idea is that your thoughts determine your feelings and your actions.
And these thoughts operate on different levels, right?
Exactly. There are three. So at the surface, you have these really quick, reflexive things called automatic thoughts.
Like I can't do anything right. That just pops into your head.
Precisely. Then, just underneath those, you have what are called intermediate beliefs. These are kind of the if-then rules we live by.
So something like, if I try to start a relationship, then I'll be rejected.
You got it. But the deepest, most powerful level is the core beliefs. These are fundamental ideas about who you are.
I am useless.
Or,
Or I am a failure.
yes. And our source material had that great example of Abe. His core belief was, I am a failure. So what did he do? He avoided anything challenging.
Which, of course, just reinforced the belief because he never gave himself a chance to succeed.
The perfect vicious cycle.
And the evidence behind this whole approach is, it's just staggering. Since the late 70s, there are over 2,000 studies.
It's incredible. And not just for anxiety and depression. We're talking insomnia, chronic pain, a huge range of things. It really is a gold standard.
But it's not one size fits all.
Yeah?
The cases we looked at show that. You have Abe, who is 55 with severe depression, and he responded really well to the standard approach.
But then you have Maria. She's 37, severe recurrent depression, some borderline traits. Her core belief that she was unlovable was so deep that she needed a much more adapted, longer-term therapy.
Which brings us to this evolution of the model, CTR, or recovery-oriented cognitive therapy.
Yeah.
It keeps the cognitive framework, but it adds this really crucial layer. It focuses on the client's values, their strengths, their aspirations.
Exactly. It completely shifts the focus. Traditional CBT often starts with, okay, what problems did you have last week?
Right.
CTR flips that. It asks, what are your goals for the future, and what's one small step we can take this week to move you toward that? It's all about building and sustaining positive feelings.
So let's talk about the mechanics, what makes it work.
Well, a key part of it is psychoeducation. The goal isn't for you to be in therapy forever. It's to teach you the skills to become your own therapist.
I like that.
But it's also a team sport. It's all about collaboration. The client's goals have to drive everything.
And that means you have to take action between sessions, the homework.
The action plans, yeah, they're essential. Let's go back to Abe. His goal was to update his resume.
But his automatic thought was, I should know how to do this. I shouldn't bother my son.
Right, and the therapy team helped him challenge that specific thought right there. That freed him up to actually make the call. It's about breaking down those mental barriers to take practical steps.
So at its heart, CBT is this really practical, evidence-based toolkit for learning how to identify and challenge our own dysfunctional thoughts.
It is, and if you think about how powerful those thoughts are, a thought like, this is too difficult or I won't be good at this, can stop you from even trying something like this. So that raises a question for you listening. How might your week change if you adopted just a tiny piece of this? Set one small, realistic goal, and then create your own mental coping card to counter the specific negative thought that always gets in your way. How might that change your approach to a challenge this week?